Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome to the off-season, coming off of an amazing Season 2, and we did not make it to the World Series, but obviously we made it way farther than expected, and we made it here to the Season 3 now, off-season, as we head into Season 3, I should say. And looking at, just some of the players that we've had, Cole Hamels and also Melky Cabrera, both retired. We only had Cole Hamels for half that season, and then we had Melky Cabrera in Season 1. Now, I don't know if I've ever showed you guys my coaching staff, but you can see I kind of hired different guys because they made different things go up. So I kind of had a guy for speed, a guy for contact, a guy for bunting. I wanted our organization to improve all around. Now, I did have the draftees from Season 2, and you guys submitted your guys. I can't edit them until the end of the season, so now I will show you who your guys will be. Michael McAdams is the first guy. He is a 19-year-old right fielder now. I did not modify any ratings. I just modified their likeness. Freddie Brandon, who was probably our best fielder that we drafted, he will turn into I'm just calling him Nathan Abel. He is 19 years old as well. Good speed. I don't know what he does well right now. We'll have to see in a couple of years what he turns into. Now, Marcellus Fellows, a guy that I thought when I drafted him was going to be a very high potential guy, and I ended up not being so high in the C's. Ends up being Anthony Rodriguez, but he is a good hitter. Great vision, really good contact, and good speed and base running skills. So I'm looking forward to developing him. I don't know what he's going to be, but he definitely has the tools to improve faster than others. Now, Cameron Gregory is the last guy. He was 87 potential. He will be a closer for us in our organization. We will have time to develop him. Now, a lot of you guys said I should change my uniforms and stadium, and so I am going to, change a little bit, go to Miami Stadium, and then our uniforms will change. The purples will go to the home. I got rid of the green stripe across the shoulder there. And then we will bring back the yellows, and those will be the aways for Season 3. I might go back to the whites, but I'll see how you guys like these jerseys, at least for this year. Now let's hop into the nitty gritty. The free agent pool this season was loaded. Francisco Lindor, Christian Yelich, Chris Bryant, Trevor Story, Javier Baez, Noah Syndergaard. Those top 6 highlight this class. Now, we are a small market team, and yes, we had a great season, but we are not probably going to be able to afford any of these guys. Look at Trevor Story here. I mean, this guy is on the free agent market at age 29. He has great fielding, great power, but look at that contract. 9 years, $257 million offered for him. That is definitely well out of our price range. But we do want to address a couple of things in free agency. I want to address relief pitching, bullpen. I really want to get somebody that will come out of the bullpen and you can just rely on him. We have a couple of guys on our team right now. I like Rowan Wicca quite a bit. I like Ryan Stanek. He can pitch in spurts, meaning he can just pitch like maybe an inning or two, never beyond that. And I'm thinking about actually moving him to the closer role, but we will see. So going position by position, here's what the top free agents look like. And then there's Yasiel Puig, who does hit the open market. He hit 269 last season. He's 31 years old. And he just doesn't really pop for me. He doesn't do enough for me. 267 3 seasons ago, 263 5 seasons ago. I mean, it's just, that's what he is. That's who he is. He had a hot couple of months and then definitely cooled off. But we do need to get some outfield help. Now, I don't know who my starters in the corner outfield will be, and that's where we will address this now. Delino DeShields Jr. is on the market. The issue is he hasn't hit for average. You would expect a guy with attributes like this to hit really, really well, and he just hasn't done it. He's a great fielder, but I think I'm going to pass on him. There was Kyle Schwarber here. He's 29 years old. I would have to pay him a little bit more. But then I go to Michael Brantley. Now, this guy is a monster. Look at those ratings as far as hitting goes. But even better, look at the stats. I mean, this guy is a 300 monster. 309, 311, 323, 331. And in 2017, 5 years ago, he hit 299. I mean, he is just a model of consistency. I'm going to try to get him away from Cleveland. Cleveland is an up-and-coming team as well, and they're already pretty good as well. So, I mean, they are a team that's always going to be good. They're losing Lindor, so that's definitely going to hurt them. So let's steal another guy away from them and try to go after Brantley. We're going to offer him 2 years. That will probably take him to a round overall of about 80 or 79 at the end of a 2-year contract. You never know, we can get rid of him as well. So then we go over to bullpen. Dan Winkler is 31 years old. I tried to trade for him last season, but the Cubs would just not give him up. So I'm going to offer him a 2-year contract. I think he's a really good guy out of the bullpen as well. Now another bullpen guy, Alex Claudio. He is a lefty. I need a lefty out of the bullpen. I don't have any at all right now. And I think that he's our best option just looking at the other 2 guys around him. Matt Barnes is 31, but he doesn't have great stats. He has great attributes, not great stats. And I think that, going after Alex Claudio, he is 30 years old and another lefty. We need a lefty, and that's the main draw to him, that he is a lefty, because sometimes you need a lefty to come out of the bullpen. So we get some bad news after kind of the first round of free agency. Dan Winkler ends up signing with the Athletics, so he goes to a competitor of ours. That kind of sucks because the Athletics have been the team that we've been competing with for the division. So then we move into phase 2 and look at Christian Yelich. 2 offers, $217 million to go to the New York Mets, and then look at the Indians. They jump on it. So I go back to Michael Brantley, and if they're going to go after Christian Yelich, I need to steal away Michael Brantley. There's no way I can let them be this powerful. I need to go after Brantley a little bit harder, and I'm going to up that offer to 2 years, $19 million. We're going to give him that 9.5 instead of the 8.5 that he's looking for. Let's see if he will commit after this contract offer, because he is a reliable guy. I mean, he's going to be a reliable guy if we do sign him. So let's see what happens. So we advance a little bit, and Noah Syndergaard goes to the Padres on a 5-year, $70 million deal. I still don't think MLB The Show has the monies right and the money amounts right, because these guys would sign for a lot more. But Michael Brantley does commit to the Kings. He likes that deal. He's at age 34. He may think that's one of the best offers he can get, and we do sign him. So we will have him until age 36, and you never know if something happens. I doubt it. If he has a bad season, we can always trade him. That's a tradable contract, and I think for a guy that's productive, it's pretty good. But the Indians come back and sign Kyle Schwarber. So they replace Brantley with a younger replacement, 5 years younger at that, 84 overall. Let's see what he can do, though. He's a 240 hitter. That's almost a 90-point drop-off from what Brantley does. Eduardo Rodriguez goes to the Giants on a 3-year, $37 million deal. He is 87 overall and 28 years old. But then we get some huge news. Francisco Lindor leaves the Cleveland Indians for the Nationals. They just won the World Series. Now they're getting Lindor. I guess the rich get richer. Carlos Martinez goes to Miami on a 4-year, $36.7 million, $9 million a year, 87 overall he is right now. And then it just gets crazy. Chris Bryant also signs with the Nationals. I mean, how good is this team going to be? I mean, they got Justin Turner, Chris Bryant, Francisco Lindor. They also still have a lot of guys as far as their minor league system goes. But then the Indians strike back again. Christian Yelich signs with them, 6-year, $120 million. That is, he's severely underpaid with that contract. 95 overall at age 30 now. I mean, man, this is just crazy. The Indians and the Nationals are loading up. We need to compete with the Indians now if we want to go to the World Series. We do get some good news after that wave of free agents, though. Claudio does commit to our team. He does sign with us. That contract was good enough for him. So then I start to think about Clint Frazier, and you guys have said that I should get rid of him. I took a chance on him. I extended him with a 5-year deal, $15 million. I didn't think that was bad at the time, and I think it's still a tradable contract. So it's about a 4-year, $12 million deal now. I think that's a very tradable contract. I just don't think he fits with the team. Now I want to go for bullpen, and I need to go to, I'm going to make it realistic. I'm going to trade him to a team that actually needs outfield. So then I settle on the Angels and look at Keenan Middleton. He's pretty good. He's 75 overall, beat potential, 28 years old. I think his best years are still ahead of him. He had a 110 whip in a career year last season. And I think that, he's a good fit for our bullpen. He's right there in the age range I'm looking for, 27, 28, 29. And I like what he can do. Now, why would they want Clint Frazier? Well, it's because Justin Upton is on the last year of his $24.2 million deal. They're going to need an outfielder there. They still have Mike Trout in center, but Joe Adell is their top prospect. He is 22. He will be ready. But then they have no right fielder. So Clint Frazier will probably start here in season 1 for the Angels once he goes there. But I also need somebody back because they really need Clint Frazier. And then I look at Geraldo Herrera. Now, Geraldo Herrera was a guy that I wanted to draft in the past season's draft, and I did not get to pick him. He was drafted in the 2nd round, and he went right before us to the Angels, and I really, really wanted him. I was scouting him. That was the guy that I really wanted. So I will trade for him and get him back, and I am really excited for him. He is a guy that we can develop as a young corner infielder. Then I just look around, but I'm not going to abuse this here. They really do want Clint Frazier. He is probably the best player in this deal, maybe, but looking towards the future, we need to get another prospect, and I like what we got out of Clint Frazier. So that moves us to our next trade chip, and that's Nate Jones, a guy that blew it in the playoffs, but a guy that was really good in regular season. And I think that a team that is contending would really, really like having him as their closer. He is 35 years old, so this could easily be the last good season that he has left in the tank. I don't know. But then the offseason opens wide open, and an unexpected trade offer comes our way. It's the Cleveland Indians, who just got done signing Christian Yelich and Kyle Schwarber. They want Marcus Semien. They want to offer Carlos Santana, a very good hitter in the show. He hit 300 last year. He is 35, but he's 89 overall. I mean, one of his best years is going to be one of these next 1 or 2 years. But look at these attributes. He can hit the ball. And then they offer Brad Hand. Wow, a closer. We were just talking about replacing Nate Jones, and Cleveland offers a closer right back. And then they want Marcus Semien. I think this is the final chip that they would need to make a World Series run. But they are handing us exactly what we want as well. A very good hitter, a closer, and I think I'm going to do it. Marcus Semien is on a 2nd year of a 4-year contract, and it just makes sense. I know a lot of you guys weren't fans of this signing, and they offered it, and this is the first ever offer I will accept here on the show. Any year, I've never accepted a trade offer from the CPU. So just looking at what our lineup would look like now, Scooter Gennett will now have to assume that role at second base. I have no other option. So it'll be a leadoff of Justin Thompson, David Bodie, and now Carlos Santana slots into that 3 spot. He will probably DH because he's not the best of fielders, but sometimes I will play him at third base. Jesus Aguilar is going to hit 4. Michael Brantley now in that 5 hole. Wow, this is a tough lineup. Jake Cave in the 6 hole. Scooter Gennett, Corey Lee, and then now Jeremy Pena, the top prospect in our organization right now, number 6 in baseball. He will have to assume that shortstop role. I'm not completely sold on Jeremy Pena, but he will have to step up in a big way, and so will Scooter Gennett. I don't know, because I was banking on him being our DH, but now with this trade, I have no choice but to have Carlos Santana there. I would have been crazy to turn that down, especially since I have a young shortstop already behind Marcus Semien in Jeremy Pena, but I need to see what he's got. But I need some insurance too. So I go back to free agency and I see a guy that played on the Texas Rangers last year, Yanni Hernandez. He's 23 years old. The Rangers did not sign him back. They let him go. He is a C potential, 23 overall, 74 overall. And this guy is good. He's got 91 speed as well, and he's 23. If anything, I can just develop him in the organization. But honestly, I think he could compete right now for a starting job. He and Jeremy Pena will have to duke it out because like I said, Jeremy Pena has a potential, but I am not sold on him. He has not hit well in the minors, and I am looking forward to a spring training battle between these two, Yanni Hernandez and Jeremy Pena. This is going to be interesting, and Yanni Hernandez isn't bad of a fielder either. Obviously, Jeremy Pena has the edge there. So we'll have to see. I don't know what it's going to come down to, but these guys will battle it out. So now we move ahead to the Rule 5 draft. We don't have anybody to pick because we did fill up our 40-man roster. And now we move on to just the end parts of the offseason. And we find out Nicholas Castellanos does get shipped to the Diamondbacks. And the Diamondbacks send the White Sox Madison Bumgarner. So the team we face in ALCS, they want another lefty. Remember all those lefties that they had in the rotation? They now want another lefty. That's insane. So then we get a trade offer, and I don't know what the game is doing here because we just signed Michael Brantley. They should make it so that when you sign somebody, you can't just trade them. But if this was anybody else, I probably would accept this trade because look who they're trying to trade me. A potential closing pitcher in Jermaine Wynn. I mean, man, that is quite the offer, but I got to decline it because it's not realistic. So then we move on to the end of the off season, and we get some more weird news. Marcus Semien, who the Indians just traded for, gets shipped over to the Texas Rangers. They want Lance Lynn and Bryce Hunter. That is really interesting. I'm not sure what Lance Lynn, the value that he brings right now. But then Marcus Semien getting traded twice, that kind of tells me that maybe the Indians are some bad trade partners because I don't know why, they would kind of trade him there and want Lance Lynn back. Lance Lynn is good. He's pretty good. I don't think he's elite like everybody thinks he is. I don't know if people really think he is, but he's decent. So then we have our third trade offer of the offseason. Let's see what the Padres, and that's what I'm talking about. Look at this. Carlos Santana now. Maybe the Indians were just bad trade partners because that's two Indian players that now other teams are trying to get from us. And maybe it was just that, the Indians don't make many trades and they're kind of hard to trade with. They wanted to trade Jurickson Profar, who actually on this game has great ratings, but he doesn't really produce. So that's a no for me, honestly, because I just got him in trade anyway. So let's just look at our lineup one more time, and I just want to look at the bottom of our lineup. And like I said, I'm not sold on Jeremy Pena. Yanni Hernandez will get every opportunity in spring training to compete for that starting job at shortstop. He's not going to be at second base. He's going to be at shortstop. But Jeremy Pena, it's his to lose, so I'm not really banking on Yanni Hernandez to take it. But if he does, it's his. Another guy to look out for in spring training is Ho-Yun Park. He is a second baseman. He can play shortstop. He's got good arm strength. But I need to see more out of him. I probably need to see him in the minors, at least produce there, because he has not done that at all. So our pitching rotation will look like this. Pablo Lopez returns from injury. Thank God he wasn't hurt for his career. Alex Wood will be second. Glasnow third. That's no surprise. The top three is no surprise. But the bottom two in the rotation is up for grabs. It's going to be a three-way race between Forrest Whitley. You see here, he was one of our top prospects. He pitched pretty good last year. Jimmy Pelko is interesting, though. He is a lefty. He has good stamina. He has good strikeouts per nine and good velocity. I want to see what he can do at the MLB level. But then Teddy Polititis has a cannon. He has 99 velocity. I'm looking forward to seeing him as well. So that will do it here for the offseason. I think next episode I will highlight some key free agent signings, which I didn't go over in this episode. But let me know what you guys thought of that trade. I was blown away by that, and I thought it was a trade that I could not refuse it. And Marcus Semien, he was good for us, but not great. And I wasn't tied to him, so it did make sense for us to move on. Now, Nate Jones could still be traded as well. I'll see in spring training what I want for him. But I think I want a young prospect who possibly could be a starter in the infield 2 seasons or maybe even 1 season down the line. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, they filling out these job applications. Life got hard after high school graduation. I went to college and your boy got financial aid. They gave me money, then I went and bought a pair of J's. And I bought a pair of shades. And I bought a new computer. Had $400 left, spent the rest on